Okay, I'm going to go over another problem. This one is on page 30. And this one I'm going to be going over the bike costs example. So you buy a new mountain bike for $200. The value of the bike decreases by 25% each year. Write a model giving the mountain bike's value in Y in dollars after T years. Use the model to estimate the value of the bike after 3 years. Okay, so I know my exponential form is y is equal to a times b to the x. A is the initial value. B is my growth or decay factor, what I'm multiplying by each time. In this case, I'm decaying by 25%. So 25%, this would be 0.25. Now, if I'm starting at 1, I decrease by 0.25. That means what I have left is 0.75. So I'm going to have y is equal to my initial value times 0.75 to the t. So I started at 1, decreased by 0.25, so I have 0.75 here. And then my initial value, I bought it new for $200. So this is for part A, my model. And then it also says use the model that we just made to estimate the value of the bike after 3 years. So I would plug in 3 for t and then calculate y. I can either use this in Desmos or I can use a calculator. So if I'm going to use a calculator, I'm going to pull up, and this is the calculator I suggest you use on the test. So I'm just going to Google online calculator, and this is what pulls up. So I have 0.75 to the t. So I'm going to say always do the exponent first. So let's get rid of this. 0.75, and my t is 3 years. So I'm going to set my exponent to 3 years. So this XY button means exponent to 3 years equals, so I did the exponent first, and now I'm going to multiply by 200. So times 200, my initial value, and I get 84.375. So let me go back to the problem. So that means after I plug this into the calculator, plugging in 3 for my years for t, I got around $83 and 38 cents. Then part B says graph the model, so I'm going to use Desmos here. I already know that the y-intercept is going to be 200. That's my initial value, but I'm going to plug it into Desmos to make sure. I pull up my Desmos calculator. Let's exit out of this. Alright, so the one I want is y is equal to 200 times 0.75 to the t, or x, it doesn't matter. This is what my graph looks like. That makes sense that it's going down as x values increase because it's decay, and it's going to cross my x-axis at 200, or sorry, my y-axis at 200. So I'm going to draw a picture of that. It's going to look like this. And my y-intercept here is 0,200. Estimate when the value of the bike will be $100. So I could plug in $100 here and solve for t, or I can go to my graph. Now I know the dollar amount. I want t, the number of years. So if I know the dollar amount, 200, that's on the y-axis. So I'm going to say y is equal to 100. Don't say x is equal to 100 because x is years. So I'm going to zoom in, see where these two lines intersect. So At $100, that's my Y, it will take 2.41 years. 2.41 years. So I'm going to go back to my paper here. Estimate when the value of the bike will be 100. So if we bought it for $200, we have to wait 2.41 years for it to be $100. So wait, you know, this is like almost 2.5 years, something like that.